am I still here? Like, is this real? Is this reality? Honestly, sometimes I'm like, are you guys really there? Is this real? 100,400 and some odd days. Is this for real? I just can't. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Let's get the lemon into the water. Let's decalcify that pineal. Get ourselves on another level because they fluoridated us. Let's take a big sip. I know some people don't like gulping. I found out drives them crazy. I don't want to do that. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. All right. I like to reset back to the beginning there. God bless you all. Let's take a look at what's happening to Bitcoin. Bitcoin says we dump all the way down to $66,000. Earlier today, they had it all the way down to 64, but they brought it back to the upside. Are we going to the downside? You know, BOOKMAP has been like 99% accurate in the last 2-3 months. If it has a glob down there, we go to it. Only once or twice have we not filled the glob. So when BOOKMAP says there's a glob below, you better listen because it's very accurate and it suggests that we are going to go down to 66,000. I'm going to get you there with the technical analysis, but the overall idea is that we will be going to the downside here for Bitcoin. What does that mean? Well, it tells me that the election might take a little too long for the results to come out. I think we're not going to get the results on the first day, and I think that's going to create a bit of a frenzy here. That's what I'm pretty good speculating, but I could be wrong. I'm good at speculating, but I could be wrong. There's no guarantees, but it's just something that I got to bring up. And so, and they're already kind of building it up. You have a bunch of National Guard and stuff because people are going to be like, they're going to be like, you're fixing it. You're counting the votes. And there's going to be a lot of tension. I'll be honest. A lot of tension. If you look around, if you look at the rallies, Trump's rallies are 10 times the size. There's more people, more energy. If you're in the middle, it's just pretty obvious that it seems like he has more of a wave of people. And everyone I meet from Boston, Florida, people that you wouldn't expect, honestly. Places that used to be all blue. I'll walk into the store and, someone will start saying, and I'll be like I'll be sure that person is a Democrat, and the way they're talking, I'm like, so I've been surprised because I grew up blue my whole life, so I could see it. It's a bit different. Anyway, so, not to bring it, I'm not going to get too into it, but it's just suggesting somewhat of a pullback here for Bitcoin. And it is False Move Monday. We got to pump at the beginning of the morning. I started an update with this little flag that we were in, and we got to pump out the flag only to get rejected. And remember, we lost the 200 MA on the 1 minute, and I told everyone, I circled it, we were right here. Look how much further we went down. We went shoulder, we made a head and shoulder pattern, which is obvious dump. All right. Look at that, shoulder, head, right shoulder. I mean, it telegraphed the move to the downside, like simple. All right. I wasn't able to put that out there. I was working out, sweating, doing push-ups. All right. But that's the thing there. That's a head and shoulder pattern. I've taught you all this. If you're my students from day one of my classes, you don't need me to handhold you anymore. That's a head and shoulder pattern. 68% of the time that's breaking to the downside. And look, this is a bit of an M now. And it looks like you're rolling over yet again. You're making some type of bear flag here with another measured move to the downside. So they're taking us down. All right. And we're going to talk about key areas to look at. But, I see 67.8 and then possibly to 66,000. That's just what BOOKMAP is saying. Again, I'm not trying to be the bearer of bear news. I'm the biggest Bitcoin bull you've ever met. I love Bitcoin. I scream Bitcoin from the hills, man. I'm a huge advocate for BTC, but I'm a trader, a realist, and an opportunist. And if I see an ability to take some gains short or long, either way, I'm going to take them. All right. And so that's just is what it is. So Bitcoin broke down here, even a little bit of bearish div. As you can see, the RSI swung down while price action swung up there on the 1 minute and bang to the downside for Bitcoin, right? And look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. I even drew this out to people. I said, man, now it looks like a head and shoulder pattern. So for the morning, I saw some bullishness, but the second the charts conveyed to me that we weren't going the same way, I was out skis. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for everyone being here and just hanging out, man. But let me just show you. So in my trading group, you're always getting the heads up. Like right here, I'm saying, Bitcoin, started a false move. Like we, shoulder, head, and shoulder. Look for that to dump to the downside, baby. Not looking good. And I said the 1 minute loss to 200 MA. That's my signal to short the market. All right. And I don't trade hard on Mondays. I just don't. It's not my thing. Okay. There's always false moves. There's always, just baloney. So I'm careful. Let's take a look. We're going to do our top-down analysis like we do every day. And we're going to break it down. Let's jump into the chat. I need some good energy here in the chat on this strange Monday morning. It's an uneasy time. We have a lot to cover today because we have a lot coming at us this week. And we need to be prepared. So there's nowhere better on YouTube to be right now here with the lifers. God bless Jamie. God bless Jamal. God bless you, Sammy. And the lifers. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much, Jamal. Hope you're doing well as well with you and yours, my friend. May God bless the family, the dogs, and everybody. The dog, right? Looking great, Sammy. We're blessed to have you. Thank you, Lifer Adam. God bless you, my friend. This market is embarrassing. It feels that way, Patrick Bateman. 100%. Rave Song Records, if they want to bring up It Goes Down first, I know, right? Hey, I like what you're saying. He's cool as a cucumber, man. These are just opportunities of a lifetime as far as I'm concerned. Let's take a look at Bitcoin here on the weekly and have some fun for each and every one of you guys. We're going to start. This is what's called the top-down analysis for Bitcoin. We start outside, and when I mean outside, it's like on the bigger time frames, and we even been looking at the monthly recently. Monthly started to be like, we got to flip that bullish, right? So it's okay. We can start bearish in the first couple weeks and flip it. But, just something to heed right now. So here's the deal. The weekly broke back above this beautiful resistance at 68,200. We need to hold. We need to hold this key level here. 68.2, right? Where did this candle open? It opened at 68,250, right? So 68,250, we go below 68,250, we're going to 67.2. And so that's it. So we want to see the weekly candle close above 68,250, preferably above 69K, but we'll go from there. And right now, we now have a resistance. We are unable to close a candle above 69,000 in 4 weeks, or 3 weeks. This will be the 4th week. But look, 1, 2, 3, we could not get above 69,000 on the weekly candle. Or if we did, it was like barely above it. So resistance at 69K for Bitcoin. It is what it is. All right. Some people say it's the end of the run. Like, this is it. We're on our way to the downside. That was your last chance to sell your alts before a massive decline. All right. I'm open-minded to believe that anything is possible. I would hope not. But I didn't put in what I was willing to lose. If the altcoins go to zero, I'm going to lose 300 grand. You know what I mean? I'm going to lose about $300,000. So it is what it is. And I'll be able to move on. It's a lot of money, but it didn't put all my money. It's not all my money. And I still hold tons of BTC, and I've been DCAing into other things. And so I'm not trying to stress. You know what I mean? I'm not stressing, man. That's why I always, you guys saw me throughout the bear market. What was I buying the most? Let's see the chat, right? What did I buy the most throughout the bear market? When the prices were down on the lows, when we kept getting into the lows, what was I buying the most of? What do you guys see me buy the most of in general on this channel? What do you guys see me buy the most of on this channel? Bitcoin. See what everyone's saying? Yeah, I did do some Casper. There was some Arrow. But mainly, what's the number one you see me buy the most? Bitcoin. See? And you guys know. You guys know me well, man. From Nightmares in a Lonely Zone. So anyway, so the weekly, not looking amazing. We really want to make sure it closes above 68,250 to remain bullish. If not, definitely going to test 68K. And then there's that level down there at 67,250, 200. And when we get there, we'll talk about, we'll go from there. So right now, 67,250 is on the cards. It's looking like it's something that we have to pay attention to. All right. And that's what the weekly is telling us. The 3-day chart wants to do an SR flip right off this key level here, 68,000. We wicked down, but we were able to get back above it yet again. Very, very interesting. Seem to have some support here too at about 66,500. Can we bounce? Let's take a look at our daily candle. So last night, it looked like a reversal was happening. I opened up a heavy long, remember, like 84,000. It was up $200. This morning, I cut it off down $100 because I was like, man, I was, for that trade is risking like, what was it, like $6,000 for 18,000. So those trades, I want them to be perfect. Like I try to make the entries exact. And if the entry, and it looked a little sketchy to me, and so I did pull it off the table. I didn't want to sit there and watch it get bagged down, right? So It's basically pretty close to where it was, a little lower. We got in around 60, must have been 69 or something. Anyway, so that way, and right now I'm not in any leverage trades right now at all. I'm not in one, not one. Bought most of the Bitcoin under 10K, so it doesn't really matter where it is short term. Amen, Jason. I'm with you, brother. I'm with you, my friend. I'm with you. So here's the deal. Do we have a bearish div starting to form? To me, because that swings up more violently, that is a bearish divergence. It's a class C or D. I call it class C bearish divergence for sure for BTC. You know, it's funny. Sometimes you just got to change it up. I don't know why, but some days you just got to change it up. So hold on one second. I need to get amped up right now. I got to get amped up. So this one goes out to Master Friend. He put me onto this song. Somehow I remember, either I found it through him or he showed me it. I don't know how, but God bless you, brother. This song reminds me of Master Friend. Shout out to everybody here on the live. So, let's go over this. We have a high, we have a low. We have a higher high, we have a higher low. We have a higher high, we have a higher low. Bitcoin is in a beautiful uptrend ever since it made the double bottom. The only reason I would begin to suspect Bitcoin is if it came down and took out this low. Then it would make a lower high, which would likely be some type of head and shoulder pattern. And what I'm looking for, we don't want to see a right shoulder here. This is what I already kind of cautioned my team and my students. Possible right shoulder somewhere to the downside is something that we're looking for here for BTC. All right. Shout out to Master Friend. There he is, speaking of the angel. So everyone says, speak of the devil. Speak of the angel. Hey. And I couldn't do it without my awesome people that hold me down, that let me know that there's actually a unique group of people that care more about the money. They're not jealous. They just want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, and I appreciate that. As you grow, you deal with a lot of jealousy and a lot of weird people that begin to kind of hate on you because you're getting success and they don't know why. It accentuates the things that they can't do about themselves, and so they get pissed at you and they want to take it out on you. It's happened to me. I'm not saying it's happening right now. I'm just going over what's going to happen to you when you get successful. These are things that will happen to you, and how you deal with them is important. Make sure you know how to rinse yourself of negative frequencies at the very least. So Bitcoin in a beautiful flag here on the daily. Can we bounce? How many more days can you dump? Just like how many days can you pump? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight days of dumpage. Bound to the the end of the stochastics there. Can we get the bounce? 22 wants to bounce. They all seem to want to bounce, but it's just not looking amazing. The 8-hour looked so bullish last night. Bit of a return there. It was like, oh, we're going to get the reversal. But to no avail. And a lot of wicks to the downside too as well. And then there's the 4-hour that looks so bearish. Like it says, no, I'm done. I want to dump. And so at the end of the day, I just make this symmetrical triangle. 50-50 either way, right? And that suggests that it's going to head down to about 66,800. BOOKMAP suggests that that's what's going to happen. And look, previous support became resistance. That's an SR flip the other way to the downside. So let's take a look. Is this short in play here? I can't get my 3-to-1 without getting a lot closer. Okay, I guess we could get right there. Let me bring that down, yeah. Okay. That works for me right here. That's interesting. Yeah, this is what we're looking at here. Something like this, stop loss above 69,000. And again, the liquidity is in your favor. Nothing's a guarantee, remember that. And I'm not making the trade just yet. But the 4-hour suggests that it's going to pull back and take a dump on you. That's what the 4-hour says is likely going to happen here for Bitcoin. It is a symmetrical triangle. It can go either way. It could pump into the gap. And if it does that, how does it not get to that high volume node there? You see there at 71,000. This is the VRVP. It's the visible range volume profile. It shows where people are buying and selling. When there's a red line sticking out, we call that the point of control. There's different ways to access it. Some people like to use the fixed range where they come here and they pull from side to side and just grab what they can see on liquidity. But you'll see they match. There's your node. There's your highest node. There's your highest node. There's a gap there. There's the gap there. This links up with that. That links up. Really doesn't matter which one you use. I use this one. I stay consistent with the one on the right side. It's not going to look the same if you just put it in. Your inputs will be at 224. Just going to go into your inputs and put a 0 next to the 24. It'll look like mine. So, yeah, that's a bearish engulfing candle on the 4 hour, about to close in 12 minutes. 30, no, is that 32? Wow, my eyesight's going, baby. There's a lot of light there too, though. I have a lot of light in my face from the studio. But 32, right? So 32 minutes, this candle closed. That's a bearish engulfing, right? You can put that one inside with the big wick to the downside. That's a bearish candle. It does suggest follow through to the downside, right? So, and this is what I see. I see a symmetrical triangle, which mainly do dump on you, right? And then it brings you down to 66.6. And look at that. 66,000 right here, 66,007. And then there's just the area of liquidity that would make sense. A lot of times, I call it being the humble trader. Say the big area says you get to 66, so you sell at 66.4, right? For not you, but me. You know what I mean? I'm just saying the trader, the idea. The whole point is you don't go for the biggest move every time. You go for what you can, you carve out a section of the move for yourself. You don't have to get it all. That's the whole point, is what I'm saying. All right. Bitcoin back above 68.5 and struggling here, attempting to find. So there's, some people trade the 4 hour. They don't even look past this. And you just get in your stop loss and you let it do its thing, right? Not a bad way to trade, honestly. Low or low risk. A lot of people don't want that risk, or they don't want to wait, Like chocolate wrapped in velvet, God bless. Shout out to Toronto man. I mean, God gave me the voice. Yeah, it is what it is. If I can say it, it's how it is, right? Hey, Lois, I think I'm gonna grow a beard. Hey, my name's Peter Griffin. That's right. Yes, I do the Peter voice on Family Guy. Yeah. Hey, Chris, go to your room. Everybody doesn't know. I got paid millions. Now I came to YouTube. Took the Boston accent to another level. Hey, Lois, I think I'm gonna grow a beard. It doesn't matter. Hey, everybody, I watch Crypto Lifer every single day. Yeah, that's right. He's the best. Me and Brian every single morning. Watch Family Guy and be the best you can be. Well, it went up after Jennifer Moffett. Bitcoin was an electoral. I don't know. Anyway, I randomly read stuff. I don't even know what's going on. Let's take a look here. So let's go back into the 2 hour, looking a bit sketch, but trying to make a higher low there. The 1 hour attempting to do the same. But look at that shoulder, head, right shoulder dumpage. So the 1 hour looking bearish. The 4 hour looking bearish. Interesting. So we can come here, roll over. If you break out, you retest, right? One could say I wouldn't really even long till I see us get back above 70,007, because you can see, or even above at least 69.8, because there's so much resistance there. Like a breakout into here doesn't mean anything because you didn't break above this resistance. So you got to break that and then get through this gap, head back up to 72.3. It's so crazy how close we are to the all-time high and how close we could be just to a little more dumpage to put people into that fear. I would prefer the fear personally and just get, flush people out. I want to see this get lower. It's a little too high for me still. Get back down into here. Let's flush it down to 59, 60K one more time. I don't want that personally, but I could handle it. I actually personally desire it because my desire is to have as much Bitcoin for my kids as I can, right? For my generational future, for my children, not even for me, but for my children. And to do that is, we want to see the fear and greed lower. That's when I buy the most BTC. I can't buy Bitcoin when the greed's high. That's when Bitcoin usually is high. I do think anything under 70,000 is an absolute steal. And I've been buying Bitcoin here between 68,000 and 70K. I think it's an awesome price action, but it doesn't mean I don't believe we can't go lower, right? So I just see a move to the downside. Even if we kind of get a bump up here, rejection sideways, if it takes 6-7 more hours and then we dump. But just like this weekend, how I called the short and it, on Friday, but I think it took till Saturday night to finally get the short going, right? And we cooked it on the live. And it's been an amazing weekend, man. I gave a short trade this weekend on Bitcoin. We took grass for 100%, bunch of different coins doing damage. It was an awesome week, honestly. Shout out to anyone that helped out. Shout out to people that showed up to the live stream. We found a bunch of new coins. We deep dived meme coins. I didn't buy any of those meme coins that I put out on that portfolio yet. I haven't touched them yet. That's what I want to start buying. I just got to allocate But because the way Bitcoin's looking, I'm like, well, I might be able to get them cheaper. So I've been kind of holding off on buying them. However, Bugs Bunny has gone up, though. Bucks has gone up. It was a 1.4. I think it's at a $5 million market cap now. So when a meme coin's really small, it honestly doesn't matter, but it's up to you. So, you know, your Hail Mary pass here is some type of shoulder, right head, right shoulder, and like you somehow save the day. And that's why, you know, it's okay. If I get stopped out, fine. And if you break out and you retest, boom. And there's a nice gap of the VRVP. Send us back to 72.5. I would love it. I'll take it all day long. It just, the odds look more likely we're going to be breaking to the downside. So watch your 15-minute time frame here. Flip on your moving averages and see what's happening. Even if this breaks back up, the only thing you would like, if you can get above the point of control there, 69.550. For me, that's like, you got to get above that line. Resistance, resistance, resistance. You get above this line, you can gap back up to 70,000. Things could change. There's no liquidity there. It doesn't mean we can't do it, but there's just no liquidity there. All right. So as of right now, I showed you the trade on the 4-hour time frame. This is how I do it. It's a 3-to-1 risk reward ratio. If I were to do any trade, this is it. Stop above 69,000. I normally don't trade Mondays until the nighttime. So if I do this trade, I may wait for this. I may wait 5, 6, 7 hours till about 6, 7 o'clock, maybe even 8 hours. Yeah. But here's the idea that I'm looking at. Stop loss above 69.2. Target take you to 66.6. Entries somewhere anywhere in between that, you know, 68,002 and 68,560 area, really, right? And right now we're already beginning to break further to the downside. 1 hour in a bit of a bear flag, no? Looking pretty bearish to me. I mean, the 1 minute, forgive me, that looks like it may want to dump. It's attempting a money printer. There's bullish div right there. What is bullish divergence? Swing down on price action while you have a swing up on the RSI. All right, and then you get this reversal here, and you got a higher low. So what I do is you set it just like a bigger time frame on the daily. Like, there's your local resistance at 68.5. I mean, it doesn't always happen to be there. You know, if you're just new and you're like, oh, of course it's the 500s, but it doesn't always line up like that. But a lot of times it can. All right. So break above 68.5, boom, right? And we can definitely get back to 69K. So watch your 1 minute. If you start to see a candle break above 68.5, there's a good chance, boom, reversal on the smaller time frames could possibly lead to a reversal on the bigger ones. It's more likely we go sideways, we drop, we lose this POC. You see this red line? Whenever you lose the POC, it's, you know, you can get a drop here further to the downside and take you to 67.7 on the smaller time frame, and then you go from there. Brother, please humor me, he says. Let's say we reach 67.50 and we have a bounce, and I know you just said it, but possibly it hits 71K today. Anything is possible, my friend. You're asking me to be a soothsayer and a future maker of the times. I mean, I can only show you what the probabilities are, my friend. Yeah, I'm not allowed to show you the time traveling that I've done and teach you about. I can't do that. Yeah, I would love to, but that's for another time. Get it? Another time. No. Anyway. So interesting enough, we have this rounded bottom. I see lack of faith here. More downside for Bitcoin, in my humble opinion. I wouldn't even think of a long till you get back above 68.5. Right now, it looks like dumpage. 4 hour could take control and begin to dump the whole market really further down. And we lost that bottom trend line for whatever reason. There you go. So this is my update for Bitcoin. I see downside to 66,600. I could be inherently wrong. What I say may not work out. This might go the complete opposite, and you will call me a fool and laugh at me. But I'm just showing you what the probabilities may be, and I do this every single day without fail. And most of the time, we're pretty spot on. Remember the last time I called this short, and I asked the whole chat, I said, how many times does it go the other way? And everyone repeated a bunch of said, it rarely rips in your face. So let's see what happens. But it's likely we're going to get a move to the downside. And again, I love Bitcoin. My emotions would never want me to tell you Bitcoin's going down. So when I come out here and say it, I know I'm a technical analyst just going by the probabilities, because that's not how I physically, emotionally, and mentally feel about Bitcoin. I love it. I have a physical attraction to Bitcoin. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, so when I see downside for an asset that I love, I know that it's unbiased behavior based on actual mathematical probability. And It is what it is. What it is. All right, moving forward. We took care of Bitcoin here. Let's take a look at some other things that matter. And can the 15 minutes save the day? Watch your 15. Again, it's going to be kind of the lock. Either it goes sideways, makes this bear flag, or it somehow gets the bounce back up to the top of the pattern here. If the stochastics reset and you're still sideways, you're likely going down. Just how it is, in my humble opinion. Sam is too busy for time traveling in this timeline. It's too much time for you to imagine. Time lag is much worse than jet lag. Sam instead just instances himself and travels the multiverse. Yeah, I mean, you know what's crazy is your mind, right, is sending out frequencies with your thoughts. And the universe is picking up all of your thoughts. That's what the creepy thing is. That's why when you behave badly or do something negatively to other people, your subconscious mind will replay the behavior. And if it comes to the front of your mind, you won't want to think about it, so you'll repress it. And when you repress thoughts, that's actually degenerative because you can't, you know, people that repress thoughts can't manifest into the future. This is a brain. I'm just showing you a brain, right? Inside the head of somebody. Their brain's cooking now. The whole point is your thoughts. Now, reality is a line. Let's just say there's multiple realities in front of you. I should turn his nose the other way, right? All right, I mean, where's the eraser, man? I don't know. Anyway. So the point is, when you have a thought and you say, like, here's the deal. When I was younger, I grew up middle class, and I heard, you know, rich people cheat and steal to get where they need to go. And so this was my reality. You know, multimillionaires are people that were born with it or do something shady to get there. The system is rigged against the middle class. It's unlikely you're going to get there, so you might as well just, you know, vote Democrat and stay in this, you know. That's just how that's how I grew up, right? So because those were my thoughts, that's the reality in which I live. And that's the plane, and that was an actual path that I took, a frequency path inside of the universe. The universe is a frequency pathway, right? Now you think you're just living life and it's all the outside forces coming on you, but this is the path you chose. Now my mind has now changed into the thought that abundance is all around. There's millions of dollars for millions of people. You know, and you know what the best way to think of this was? I thought about becoming, you know, like, do you ever watch the night, Night Before Christmas? And the guy becomes a ghost, and he gets to go and see what he did in the past, right? And the ghost of Christmas past, that's the whole thing, right? So what if you were able to be a kind of an entity that could fly out on top of America or the world in general, right? Let's just say you flew out on top of America. I'm going to do my worst drawing of America, right? Not too bad, actually, considering, right? Anyway, right? So that ain't bad. I'll be honest, that ain't bad compared to how I've done in the past. So the point is, you're a zooming entity. You can zoom into any city, okay? And you zoom into the city of Houston, Texas. What you will find there is you will find a few men and women, not a few, but, you know, that are multimillionaires, that own stores. Someone's a lawyer, someone's, you know, and then zoom out. And then go zoom into Maine, you know, Augusta, Maine. You'll find a few people that are very successful in the town of Maine. And zoom out. And my whole point is, in every single city, you're going to find the multimillionaires. They exist, so why shouldn't you be one of them? That's the one I used to sit one day and because that made it look like it wasn't random, because every single city had them. So that means someone's going to rise to the top in every city in America. Someone's going to get to buy the bigger home. Someone's going to get to live on the nicer street. Someone's going to get to live in the condo overlooking the highest view. You know what I mean? And who are those people? And so I used to ask myself, why do they get to be there? Who are they? Or what are they doing? And most of them are high level individuals that have created a high net worth for themselves by working very hard. Now, that's my reality now. I believe that multimillionaires are hardworking people that just outwork the rest of the world. They're not these, you know, so this reality doesn't exist to me anymore. And because this reality exists to me, then I became a multimillionaire with hard work, because that's the reality I believed existed. So I created so you live in the frequency you believe. Like, you literally are time traveling through your mind, because you're taking a pathway through space and time. Your reality changes by your thoughts. You see, which road do you want to take? I want to take the road that has the highest probability of me winning, that makes the most sense, and that leads to high efficiency. And that's positive energy, high frequency, okay? And that's abundance, all right? I want to live in the abundance pathway. Is it now a complete coincidence that my channel grows, that I live in abundance, that things seem to come to me? It seems effortless, but I have to work out every day. I have to push it. I have to push myself to the limit, but it comes, right? And so, and this is important, because it may not be on the chart right now, but this is, once you make millions of dollars, like, you're going to want to keep it. You're going to want to expand yourself to a higher level. And some of you may need help right now, because when I was first starting out as a trader, I was struggling as a trader because my belief system was not perfect. Cryptocurrency made me meet so many different people that turned a small amount of money into bigger amount of money. And it started to shatter my belief that these millionaires were these people that had it all made for themselves. You know, cryptocurrency was part of my manifestation, because it led me to believe that it could happen to me, because I saw it happen to others. I keep listening to Jim Rohn. He says, if you push yourself to the limit, you're going to help others push themselves to the limit, because that's what happens. Like, you allow others to be free when you free yourself, period, right? What happens to, when a person gets freed, if they were ever in a state of, slavery, right? The other people believe they could maybe possibly get out too. So once you free yourself, so that we are all in a mental matrix where we believe that we may not be the best. We break ourselves down negatively, and we don't build ourselves up. We don't have a mental foundation of support. And so the world begins to break us down, and we're not able to achieve our goals and our dreams. I was there, man, and it's subconscious. You could think you got it all, but if you have subconscious mind in deep inside your mind, if it tells you that you can't, then you can't. You can do positive affirmations. You can watch all the videos. I used to do that, but my subconscious mind needed to be healed. Yeah. Deep inside, I believed I did not deserve, therefore I did not, period. The universe cannot give you what you don't believe you can have. It can't. It's like you've closed the door of frequencies. Like, it just can't happen. It's impossible. I always tell everyone, say there was a stone outside your house and someone told you it was so heavy that you could never lift it. But what if it was styrofoam? But you believe that person and you never once even attempted to lift it, and you believed you couldn't lift it, then you never would, right? Well, what if one day you just said, what if it's not what that person said? What if you questioned what the person said? What if you were like, you know what? Maybe it's not exactly what he told me. I'm going to try. Like, I'm not going to hurt myself, but and next thing you know, you set it and you pick it right up and you say, oh my gosh. Now, the reason you picked it up is because you believed you could. Now, what if the stone's so heavy you can't pick it up? Just because you can believe you can pick it up doesn't mean you can. So some people take that and twist it, but the idea is, well, what if you went and got the right machinery and the machinery were to get it out of the ground? Then you couldn't you? So if you believed you could, no matter what. You would find a way, if that's what you had to do, if you wanted to move that stone, whether it be mechanical then. But you would set off to do it. Point is, if you believe you can, you can. If you believe you can't, you can't. And as simple as that, it means repeat it to yourself every day and let it hit you as hard. And once you say it, sit there and let a wave come over your brain and realize how important that statement really is. And say, oh my God, if I believe I'm a multimillionaire, then I can become one. If I believe I can become a billionaire, then I can become one. Like, that statement says that. But when you first say it, it's so simple. But when you expand it and unwrap the statement, it's even more powerful than you realize it is. That's the key, right? And when you work with your brain on a constant basis like this, you begin to pull abundance into your life, period. Whatever you're trading, whatever you're doing in life, you're going to pull abundance in, because you're going to be doing it on a higher level with high frequency, period. Looks like the dump is on right now. Doesn't look good to me here on this Monday. Looks like that dump is a-coming. It is False Move Monday. I would be careful. You never know. But it looks like I'm going to nudge on up here and take a look at this. I'm going to take a look at this here. When rising wedges break down, falling wedges break down, which they normally shouldn't, but they break down like so, straight down like that, right? I still get mixed signals here and we got a lot of support, see? Huh. Well, look at that shoulder, head, right shoulder right there. I mean, that looks like it's going to dump. That's the 1 hour time frame. I would have to defy the odds right there. Oh, Mondays. Need this in a book. Here's my down payment. God bless Marcus. Thank you for the $5, man. I'm going to buy 2 acres and planting red gold, man. Love you, brother. I don't know what that means, but I hope it's okay. This feels like the kind of day you get wrecked both ways. Sounds like you're planning the that kava stuff, right? Yeah, because they got red, gold, green. Yeah, I think that's what you're saying. I have no idea. Let's take a look at a resistance here on the POC, 69,500. And we seem to be trying to come, we want to come back with a vengeance here. And this is that little flag that we started looking at. Look more bearish to me. We started to get the dump. And remember, let me go back to my original idea here. And then you get that, do you pump up to the 200 MA or do you just, see, here's the deal. You pump up to it. If you cross it, then there's a chance we get a move. Because the bots will interact with that immediately. A little bit of a gap in the VRVP. But if we don't get a pump sooner than later, this will start to go sideways. And then usually you dump. So you kind of need to pump like now. The way the algorithm works, like if you don't pump in the next 5 to 6 minutes, it's going to get flushed by the 200 MA. So you need to pump up to the 200 MA and cross it. And there you go. It's starting to get the love now. I didn't open up a trade. I don't like trading Mondays. It's not my favorite day to trade. I'm very disciplined about not trading Monday until about 6, 7 p.m. at night. Too many times I've gotten wrecked on a Monday for no reason. And I'm just not, I don't want to subject myself to that anymore. It's like being a whipping boy on a live stream. I don't need to do that. It doesn't mean I haven't traded Mondays. I have. Look, tight moving averages are pumped up to the 200 MA. If we cross the 200 MA, we could get a move. And that's a nice little short squeeze there for Bitcoin. And it's crazy is we're not even that low. Like we're not that far away from 69,000, which would propel us further up into 70. And then that all-time high could really do it. So, I guess an ascending triangle, we broke there 50-50. It broke to the upside. It flipped the resistance a little bit there at 68.5, which is great. Its next hurdle is 68,670. Coming at it pretty fast here for Bitcoin. Nice gap punch through the gap in the VRVP. If it flips to 200 MA, maybe, just maybe, I'll take a perpetual. Let me just take a gander at the trade. It'll be too far for the 21 though, so it'll get me a little, yeah. But what's supposed to happen is we would crack that 200 MA and then go further to the upside here for Bitcoin, right? 69.5 would be great. We are at a resistance right now for Bitcoin too as well. Right where we had that head and shoulder earlier. Look at the volatility, just flushing it, rushing, and they got a lot of people to short right here. They got the market in fear. Why wouldn't they go up and grab you the other way? Makes sense, right? I'm not taking the long, but I like to look at it. I'm not saying I'm not going. I don't know exactly what's going to happen because time changes every second. And 5 seconds from now, things won't be the same as they were just then. Get it? Now they're not the same now. That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. 100%. The trade's different right now than it was a second ago. Time moves that fast, man. And if time shapes our reality, or we shape time and space, however it works through consciousness, then as time changes, so do we. And so every minute, every second, you're not the same. A new perspective has changed. Reality is moving at the speed of light. It's all happening at once. You were born, died, and lived all in one linear, one basically time. It's not linear, it's a toroid. I don't know, I can't explain it, but time to trade on Mondays, baby. This can't be the most crazy week for crypto. This will be one of the craziest weeks for any type of trading style and any asset in the world. It doesn't even matter what it is. But crypto for sure, with Bitcoin and the movement. So you go to 69,565, 68,500 would be the stop loss, because that's where we SR flipped right there, see? So a smart place. If we crack the 200 MA, we could get a massive short squeeze to the upside. I would love to see this liquidity begin to dissolve and then pull it apart. But so far, they want 66,000. They haven't really changed that, for a while now. We get rejected by the 200. That's going to be a massive dump. Usually, that tells you, hey, no go. So you really want to see a candle close above here. You want to hold above the 200 MA for the rest of the day if you can, or at least for the next 5 to 6 hours on the 1 minute. If you can do that, we're going to rally all day long, right? Back to 69.5 and beyond, right? Just be prepared for the false move that we've already had a couple today. We've already had a couple. So here we are now, right at the 200 MA. Now we pushed through the 200. It's a good sign, but we're a little too far away from the 21-day moving average. Still a good sign. We did get the pump, and right when we crossed the 200, look, we get the follow through. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get the violent bum, 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 bum. We'll pull the 21, then we would get a violent dun, 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 dun. Then we hit the 21, then it might be the better chance to enter the trade. I would enter this if the 21 was closer to price action. I would be all over it, but I'm not all over it just yet because of that 21 in the price action. When the price action and the 21 get close, that's when that's when all my trades, I make 99% of my entries when the 21 and price action are beginning to get close. All right. Okay, I don't feel comfortable, confident enough. I'm going to hold off and trade today. Should wait for post-election consistency. Honestly, a lot of people are going to take take a moment here. There's going to be the election. Not only the election, everybody, but let's really break this down. We have the CME watch tool. We have a Fed rate hike on Thursday, right? Kind of caught us off guard a little bit. In 3 days, usually it's Wednesday, but I guess because of the elections the next day or something, and that's election day, they can't do that because the government's closed on election day, I'm sure. Something strange, right? So that pushes the only day they can do it to Thursday. So November 7th, today is the 4th, 5th, 6th, and the 7th. So Thursday. And so Thursday, you're going to see me do, 2 different live streams. We'll do the live stream and we'll be doing the Fed rate hike. And the rate cut. I'm calling the hike because it's been a hike for so long. But it is likely they're going to cut the rates. It looks likely they're going to cut the rates here another, half 0.25 here. So we're going to get a rate cut. 96% chance that they cut the rates. And if they cut the rate, I just see that's more bullish for the economy. A lot of people aren't selling their houses because people are waiting for a better mortgage. And what it's doing is it's hurting the housing market because everyone just wants to wait for another rate cut. At one point, they're going to have to kind of balance it out, and people are going to have to realize that you're going to have to take the best you can get at this point. Once that happens, the real estate market will level out a bit. But right now, it's free fall for the buyers, meaning if you're in a sell position right now, you're cutting the price every couple of weeks to stay relevant to your, to your competition. And that just is what it is. I'm looking at home prices every day just because it's fun for me. I spend like 5 or 6 minutes every couple of, days just searching for the home prices in my local neighborhood and all that. And it's showing me that, so we boomed out of that. It's showing me that, that people are cutting the prices of the homes quite regularly every couple of weeks. Now, the thing is, I'm a home inspector, and my business is crushed right now. Crushed meaning like nobody wants to get a home inspection. or crushed as if so many people are trying to get inspected. I don't know what that means. Could you elaborate, Gary C? Hopefully I can turn that 189 to 350 by the end of this month and then try to double by December. Small steps. I like that you have, nobody wants one. Interesting. Yeah. Correct. No inspections. Nobody buying. Yeah, exactly. And because they're waiting on the interest rate. That's what's happening. Also, people are pummeled, man. Things are so expensive that nobody, their savings are getting eaten, and people had savings to put a down payment on a home. But the soccer equipment's up now. Your kids grow so fast, you have to buy a new pair of shoes for your 7-year-old every couple of months. Almost needs a new pair of shoes the way they grow. Your 2-year-old, your 3-year-old, you give them a pair of shoes, and next thing you know, you got to buy, it's like you go through so many clothes so fast because the kids are and you just keep buying things, and they lose stuff at the it's never ending. And people just don't have the money, right? The average family cannot afford a home right now at the present moment in time. That looked like a beautiful bear flag, right? But we got that move back to the upside. We did spike on that 1 minute. So now look, we're looking at the perpetual here and saying, okay. See, I have no idea what's going to happen. The small time frames will tell me. If they get rejected and form some type of head and shoulder or a bearish pattern, then I know it's not likely the 1 hour is going to play out for a reversal or whatever time frame I'm looking like. But if this makes a flag and starts to get, somewhat interesting, resets on the stochastics, interacts with the 21, now we're talking business. There's a chance this starts to get big here. We can make a trade. So I wait for the small time frames to tell me what's going to happen, just like a chess player waits for the chess moves of the guy that he's playing against, guy or woman, man or woman, person, because you don't know what they're going to do right now. Anyone who thinks they know obviously hasn't traded as long as I have, right? So people are waiting on inspection on homes that are over 100 years old around me. Crazy, right? Shout out to the 1,824 beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get the likes up to the watches. That would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. So we're watching to see if the 1 minute can hang here, or it's going to double bottom, double top, and just dump. The second I see a 1 minute candle starting to close below 68.2, that's going to spell likely we're going to start to drop down again. So let's see if this flag can hang. You basically just broke out of this flag. You were in a bear flag. You basically got out of it. If you break back inside down here, that's just a fake out breakout, and then you're going to dump. Make sure this flag continues. Get back above the 200 MA. With the 21 getting close, that's what I like. I like to get into trades when we crack the 200, when the 21's very close. Very high probability of a win rate on that scalp if I do that. I do have a scalp cooking. All right, I may enter it. I'm getting close to entering it because I have a model, and the model's starting to cook. Set up your model. See if price action plays out into your model. If it does, take your model. If it doesn't, don't trade. Period. If you don't know what a model is, please see, section B of no, but if you don't know what a model is, go to cryptolifer.com and jump on into our trading group and join today. It'll change your life. Cryptolifer.com, my friends. Cryptolifer.com. Please. Could this pump just be a retest of the head and shoulder on the hourly? It very well may. You never know. Good morning, Sammy. Cup and handy and all. Shout out to you, my friend Jack. Shout out to everybody. Meet Davian. Shout out to Master Friend. Sexy models in the Discord. Yeah, we have some beautiful models in the Discord. They look really nice. They don't wear bikinis. They wear Fibonacci's. They wear Fibonacci thongs. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. The most gorgeous Maxim models in the game. We call it the Maxim model here. The best one. The maximum model. Sammy is a suit model. I guess so. Right? Getting a nice little pump on Nosana. Interesting. Very interesting. I'd be careful trading any altcoins today. They don't look absolutely amazing. Right? In the last day, we still got Doge getting that move with Elon kind of talking a lot. Ron Paul saying he'd like to be part of the Department of Government Efficiency. So funny how Doge lives on and gets kind of brought in there as if it was all alone. Like, did he time travel? It's kind of interesting, right? Like, was it always supposed to be? Kind of weird. But if you can see altcoins taking a beat down right now, Hex the biggest loser of the day, but it was a bigger winner in the last few weeks. So you got to, take that into play. Pyth, that stands for Pythagoras. When you think about it, right? Pythagoras, Pythagoras, man. I own some Pyth. I believe big things are going to happen to certain altcoins. Ondo too as well. I like Caspa, but Caspa's taking a beat down, about to lose 10 cents. No go, not a good thing. Hey, Lifer, big cup and handle on Michi. Doge is a privacy coin, not only a meme. Preheat the oven, baby. Amen. Amen. So now we need to desperately retest this top trend and bounce. If not, you break back inside this pattern, you're going on a dip ski. And, BOOKMAP has not changed its tune. BOOKMAP suggests that we go down to 66,000. And it's been saying it. You don't have to get every move. If we dump today and I don't take the short, I'm going to be okay. The last couple of weeks, I've been obsessed with hitting every single move Bitcoin's hit. And if I miss one, I'm like, oh man, I missed that move, The other day I was driving with my family. I think it was probably yesterday because I never have a moment. And I said to myself, why do I assume I have to hit every single? And I said, because I want, I desire to be the best. I want to hit every single move. Look at this dumpage. So it looks like a fake out. Resistance rejected by the 200 MA. And that's why I would never have taken that long unless we had broken above it. And now look at this ugliness. Look at this. So once you break back inside a pattern, you act like you never left it. Unless it's attempting to retest this. This is just a very, very, very... It's just Monday before a rate hike and an election. I mean, you can only imagine what the price action is going to behave like. It technically should bounce right here. But, you're bouncing off a trend line, technically. I mean, you put these two together, they make a trend line. It should bounce right there really nicely. That would be a gutsy place to get in. Take a lot of stones, as they say. That would be a very stonesy call on the retest. I personally love that type of entry because it's so like most people would never do it. Thing is, once we break back inside, this thing's gonna dump. And now you got like some type of cat ears kind of feel. It's almost like you got cat ears here. You see it? There's your little cat. Neural. Right? Anyway, we don't have to go that far with it, but you see it's got to bounce here on the retest on the top of that trend. Look at it bounce just like I said it would, because why? Because I can't explain this. My teacher used to teach me the stuff and he'd be like, watch the retest. And I'd look at him like he was insane. And then he'd be like, I told you, buy the retest. That's what you do. And I'd be like, what the heck are you talking about? And now that's me doing the same stuff. I'm like, look at the retest. Watch for this, Mondays are sketchy, though. I'm telling you right now. You got to take into account the day you're trading, the environment you're trading. Okay? We have an insane election. Highly contested on both sides of the board. Both people have just very strong opinions about both sides of the board. Both people think lowly of the other side. It's just a horrible division here in the country. Before, people were kind of, there was always the bitter people, but there's one side that seems a little more bitter, but that's, I guess both sides say that too, so everyone's on the non-bitter side, you know what I mean? But of course, nobody can see that they're a folly, right? Let ye of little faith cast the first stone. Ye of no sin cast the first stone, right? I mean, that's one of the greatest, right? People in glass houses. I just love that. So look, nice spike out of that to the upside here. Look at the movement they're doing here today, huh? Now, if you crack the 200 MA, this looks somewhat interesting, and that was a bounce. We did suggest that you would get a bounce there. Remember, we just said watch for the bounce off the retest, right? That was crazy. We said watch for this to retest, and then look at the huge candle that came. Bing! But again, I don't, you know, if I pull off a trade, it's going to be at the perfect moment with the right instinct, okay? And you're just going to be like, boom. We crack that 200 MA. Now we're near the 21 and we're going to crack the 200. Now that's a bullish sign. Now I front run it. I'm being extra bold here. Something in my trader instinct told me to take the trade right now. It said, take the trade right. I had a whisper. It said, it's yours. It said, the trade is yours, my friend. They've done what they've gone up. They've gone back down. They're going to go back up again. The trade is yours for the taking. Go, my friend, and take the trade. No, it's Monday. So if it's Monday, I'll do a smaller trade, you know. $14 for 140. How is that possible? 95 for 973. How is that? I want to see it break the 200, man. Even though there's such a nice risk-reward ratio right now. But that's, see, if you take a high risk, that's what you get taking a high risk. Now, this is a key place to get in. It's likely going to crack the 200 because the 21's with it. It's very likely it's going to get the movement up. $123 for 9. Is that not? 69,592. We just might get my model here now. I waited the whole time for it. Ooh, vicious with the bounce down. Hey Sam, CoinW is offering 5K prop account for $50. Do whatever makes you happy, buddy. I don't do the prop stuff. Yeah, I haven't done it yet. Maybe I'll get into one of them and I'll look at it. I got to research it a little more though. I'm just too busy making money off the money that I already have. Yeah. Michi is up nearly 30 today. Michi is going crazy right now. Michi's hot. I like Michi. We talked about it. Remember, I went over it. Yeah. You guys know, man, I give you guys all my ideas, my play, all my thoughts inside that trading group. I hold nothing back. I give you guys everything I can give you that I believe is worth knowing, and then from there you got to make your own moves. Last night was a gala for the high school that my daughter is going to, or elementary school now, right? And it's just interesting, you know, to meet all these new people, and these people, like, wow, it was amazing to see the amount of wealth that was there. I told you, this kid made a Lego head of Donald Trump. It was like a giant Lego head, this 9-year-old kid. And they auctioned it off, and someone bought it for $50,000. I almost fell on the ground, right? God bless you, Sam Price. Everyone on the stream, I pray we all turn away from sinful lives and put our faith in God through Lord. Amen. God bless you, brother. Never broke again. God bless you, my friend. Put your faith in the Lord, my friend. Put your faith in the Lord. Submit to God. You got to submit. Submitting is knowing that God is there for you, that the energies are backing you, that you have no, you know, you don't have any. When everyone says, oh, things are so hard for me, they're so tight, what do you think? The energy, you know, is the energy of the universe, is it fighting you? It doesn't want you to win. It's going against you, right? That's just not the case, you know. The energies of the universe go whichever way you believe they go. If you believe they go for you, then they do. If you don't believe they go for you, then they don't. Like, I believe this trade will play out because I back tested it for years, and it's a model that I know plays out. But does it mean I'm going to win? No. There's no guarantees. But I have faith that I could win this trade. It's up $6. We'll see what happens. $1,700 in at 25x leverage, $43,000 trade. Look, we just got a massive move out of that. I just made $60 in a second. in his second. Look at that. Is it sustainable? Let's see what happens here. It might just go right back down. False move Mondays all over the place. False moves on the small time frame, small moves on the big time frame. I'm doing the best thing I can to cover using the 21-day moving average and the 200 here. I'm attempting, I want to get the stop loss to break even as soon as humanly possible here. Like to see one more green candle pump up, clean out that wick. How did I know that move was going to happen like that? I did not, but I back tested it for a long time, and it's supposed to happen like that 90% of the time when we get above the 200. But we should have kind of pushed the 21 with us pretty fast. Now we're coming down. Mondays, baby, Mondays. Look, I had the guts to move my stop loss to break even now. Oh, so close. Look at this. I just don't like losing on a day when I know I shouldn't be trading. So there, they hit me off with, I had $60 for a half a second. We are above the 200. It's like looking okay. I just don't have a structure that I like. 21's pretty close to price action though. I ping pong these a lot, which means I go at them a lot at the entry price. A couple times in a row. If it gets too difficult, I walk away. If one hits, I'll let you know. Staying above the 200 is very bullish. Let's see if we can go sideways here. And then, we can still get a bit of a pump. If we lose the 200, we drop, then this is like I got some bearish div here too. Look at this. That swings up while that swings down. And that's a little bit of bearish divergence. Tells me that it bears caution there. That's nice right there, though, bouncing right on that 200 MA. I mean, that's like, That's interesting. All right, let's move forward here. Keeping the energy high, keeping the energy low today a bit. But Bitcoin's confusing. It's a Monday. We have a lot to discuss. So CME gap, right, has been filled. We're going to talk about that in a second. Another thing I want to break down is the CME watch tool. A lot of you know that when we get this movement, it's going to be volatile. There's some other things coming this week too as well. Let's kind of look at here. It's interesting. I went over this and I didn't see it on Thursday. It didn't say Fed. Yeah, there you go. Fed funds rate at 2 p.m. on Thursday. So we're getting the Fed statement and the Fed fund rate. Unemployment claims also at 8:30. So Thursday is going to be heavy duty, filled with unemployment claims at 8:30. And then the Fed funds rate at 2 p.m. So that's going to be a day with a lot of volatility right off the bat. It's going to be crazy. Final services PMI as well at 9:45 on Wednesday may have a little bit of a dip in the movement in the market. And then congressional elections on Tuesday. Wow. I can only for me, I don't think I've ever seen so much action, or volatile news behavior that could really impact the overall markets in a grand scale like that, like all together like that. So some bearish divs starting to form. We lose the 200 MA. So I stay cautious and I don't enter the trades. I entered one trade. I was up $60 in a second, couple seconds or a couple minutes, and then I got out of break even. Maybe with a tiny profit, but probably a break even after fees at this point. Yeah, so I just basically kind of, curate Bitcoin throughout the day. I look at it as it goes. On Mondays, I'm very, very, very weary of price action, though. I mean, look, that's an M pattern. M's break to the downside 68% of the time. So, like, that now tells you you're going to dump. And you're going to dump down to 68,190. And these were two just fake out patterns. If it breaks back inside this bear flag, then you treat the flag as if we had never, ever, ever left the flag. See? That's a definition of an M right there. I mean, wow. With bearish divergence too. And you got rejected by the 200 MA on the 1 minute, which was the continuation. You needed that to continue on out. Now you're back inside the pattern. When you're back inside the pattern, you act like you've never left it. So if you're a beginner trader, you just kind of X this out. This never happened. Never did. You basically have been in the pattern the whole time. All you did was this, see? I don't know why it deletes it after I use it. I don't know why that, but yeah. And that tells me you're about to get a nasty drop to the downside here. All right. I thought there was a couple gaps, so we'll take a look. Wow, back inside the pattern now with a double top M. Unbelievable. Nasty business for Bitcoin. And remember, BOOKMAP's been spot on, and it's telling us we're going to the downside. Looks like they just don't want anybody to win. If you were short, they definitely went after all the stop losses here on that short. Anyone that shorted this bear flag just went and they took them all out. That's all I was about the long. See, now is the time to short. See, Monday they keep the false moves all over the place. It's like you have to keep chasing the false moves till you finally hit. It can be very, 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 very annoying. The idea is you just lost the 200 MA on the 1 and the 5. No flag or anything even on the 1 minute right now. All I can say is we're back inside this pattern. It definitely suggests we can go lower. Somewhere to 67,360 for Bitcoin. Would you look at that, man? That's just, you know. So I'd watch these stochastics if they reset. And see how quick I can flip from a long to a short. Now you're below the 200 MA. I like to short with BOOKMAP. I like to long with BOOKMAP, right? Generally speaking, I want to be on the same page with BOOKMAP. That's when I win most of my trades. So I'm just going to look at what the short would look like. I'm not entering it just yet. First take profit 67,360, and this looks like once we get there, it looks like we definitely could go lower. Stop would be at 68,743 here for Bitcoin. Tom Brady back to pass all the way from downtown. I just had to do that real quick. Steph Curry all the way from downtown. Paul Pierce from downtown. The greatest ever, Paul Pierce, in my humble opinion. People are like, oh, please. Come on, man. Pierce was amazing. Say Paul Pierce wasn't one of the best. Mark Price was amazing, too. Many people don't know who Mark Price was. Dude was unbelievable. Unbelievable player. It's interesting. I almost see it like this. See a shoulder ahead and like a right shoulder dump. Unless you're trying to do some type of like shoulder ahead on a right shoulder there. Being open-minded is a beautiful thing. Being able to see price action from a few different ways and not getting stuck in your bias, very, very important. All right. That's the key to winning, honestly. It's the key to staying on point. It's the key to focus. Nobody likes discipline. Discipline hurts. Discipline isn't easy. Discipline's what you do because you got to do what you got to do to make it happen. All right. I'm going to hit the short here. It just looks likely at this point, even though it is a Monday. But just know I don't have a lot of risk. I'm risking like $80, $90, right? And if it cracks the 200 MA, then I'll flip. I'll have to go the other way, right? 68.5 was psychological. We kind of got rejected by it pretty hard there with a double M pattern, and we're below the 200 MA and a bear flag, and we're back inside the bear flag. I could be wrong, and it's Monday, and it's tough, but you know, the probabilities are now really hanging that we're going to the downside here. Like, and I gotta listen, right? If I don't listen, then I could listen to my emotions and get all scared and all that. But the probabilities of the math say, yeah, Sam, it's very likely you're going to see it break down at this point. There's no strong movement by the bulls. They haven't been creating a nice foundation of strength right now. I see lower highs, and I see M patterns and break below 200 MAs, and I just see what I normally see when things are bearish. We broke back inside a bear pattern after breaking out of it. I mean, that's bearish. That's not a good sign. Let's see if we can get and this would be a pretty fast dump. If it starts, it would be like, brah, you know, you would probably see a candle turn red and big. All right. Sam must be related to Mark Price. Yeah, you know, man. Nah, I'm not, but it would be cool. If you're looking for a scalp long this afternoon, maybe around 3 ESDT. Take your gal move to 0.08, 04, or 06. Pork is going up. Amen. How long could we go in a fake out tomorrow, assuring that we already dropped? It depends. I don't play it that far. I go step by step. So let's see this thing print. It's a smaller trade, right? $1,000, $21,000. Follow me at Twitter, at CryptoLifer33. Greatly appreciate that. We announced the beautiful person there. DJ Glitch, Crypto Pioneer. Awesome. And he was able to snag himself that awesome phone. That's pretty cool, man. We'll be doing other stuff like this again. So congratulations to you, brother, and to Weeks Official and everyone involved. It was really awesome. But this dude, man, he took it home. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yep. Amen. And he said something great. God bless you. God bless Weeks, man. If you jump on into Weeks with my link, it'll blow your mind. All right. It'll blow your mind. Go to CryptoLifer at CryptoLifer33 to find out more. All right. On Twitter, I'd give you guys talk about the Fed rate hikes. I'm always giving you news. Wake up with positive affirmations in the morning. Another blessed day to be alive. Gratitude is the number one for a great day. It is number one for a great day. I'm grateful for today's opportunities. You become the opportunity when you believe you are the opportunity. Just when I told you, if you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't. So when you wake up and you're like, I'm the opportunity, great things are coming to me. Well, guess what's going to happen? Great things are going to come to you because you've just chosen that reality wavelength, because that's what your belief. I showed you how your thoughts create the wavelength which you go on. Now, everyone thinks this is voodoo, but I showed you practically how it actually works with the diagram. Like, you choose which reality you go on by your thoughts. If you think it's a horrible reality, then that's one you're going to live. If you think it's a beautiful place, then you're going to live in a beautiful place. Okay? You actually are forming the formation. Your subconscious mind and your mind has so much to do with the formation of your reality that you see in here. It's not so much out there as it is in here. It's a little bit of both. You're both. It's a combination. You are part of it. You are part of it. You're co-creating. How do I live in a reality that I created? I don't wake up and go to someone else's job or a company that I looked up online. I made my own company. You know what I mean? I thought up my own idea, my own brand, my own thoughts. And, you know, people help me along the way. I'm never going to be a me person. Oh, it's all me. You know what I mean? You know, the beginnings were, though. You know, I didn't have a lot of people cheerleading for me at the beginning. It starts small. The most amazing place on the planet is within the mind. I could live anywhere and be in paradise. Amen. Legacy is what you make every day, good or bad. Legacy doesn't infer greatness. Your legacy can be missed opportunities. Interesting. Thank you for your knowledge. I just learned from future trading. I'm just messing with a couple bucks at a time. Just getting used to it. I'm trading with 221 like you. And this is cool. Shout out to Jeremy Yates, man. One step at a time. Keep it moving. One step at a time, man. We got you, brother. Just keep learning. Keep adding to your book of knowledge. That's the key. Keep adding to your book of knowledge. I see this as kind of a hidden head and shoulder. It's hard to see for some people with a shoulder, a head and a right shoulder. Like, looks like it's just going to continue to take a downward movement. The measured move here would be the length of this from that neckline. It tells us we can get somewhere to 67.8 and really start to get this thing cooking here. So I'm still short in a bear flag breaking to the downside. They try to fake me out, but they double topped and broke back inside. And Even on a Monday, I was able to kind of sniff it out here and show you what's cracking. All right, Bork on 8th of the beam for the super cycle. Possibly, I don't know about that. Sammy, could you pull Bork low cap beam? Matt Fury created the character and like our tweet recently. Thanks, Sammy. Shout out to Soup Viral. Going hard on Bork. Let's take a look at Bork here on Dex Tools. Look at Bucks, just had a huge spike up and down there. Let's take a look at Bork. All right. I'm not touching this thing. Unlikely. You guys love it. I don't know why. Previous searches for Bork. Sounds like pork. This thing's down to the dumps. It's got barely any liquidity comparatively. $1.5 million market cap. I don't know, man. I don't know how much faith I have in this puppy. Honeypot, it's not a honeypot. Contract is verified. I mean, I don't want to put anyone down. If you guys believe in it, it's cool. I don't want to, I hate being like, one day I said that and some guy he DM'd me for months like, you fudded my project, it didn't have to be this way. Like, he basically thought I would say something good and that it would all work out. And when I didn't say something good, he got pissed because meme coins are based on someone saying good. And so because my channel was like, I'm not into it, man. I looked at it, I was like, I'm just not into it. And then I tried to explain to him, I was like, so I have to be into every single coin someone asked me about? And if I'm not, then I fudded you? You know what I mean? It was just so and that's why I'm always weary when people ask me about a meme, because I don't know if it's the creator trying to get a buzz, and if I don't like it, he's gonna get all all tight. If you want good feedback, create something good, amen, right? Yeah, so I don't know, man. This thing looks down to the dumps, trying to do a double bottom, the lowest it's ever been. This could be a rug for all we know. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. You do your thing. I'd have to move on there. The lifer isn't here to pack your bags. Amen. And I'm not here to dump on you either. Neither. Master Friend for the first super chat. God bless you, Master Friend. We got Janesco Rodriguez. Brother, please humor me. Let's say we have 6,750 weight of bounce. And I know you said it was possible to hit 70K today. I don't know. We went over the TA. And I kind of answered that already, right? I wish I could give you more of what you want me to say. I just don't have it, my man. I love you, though. Because if I went and answered that question the way you wanted me to, I wouldn't run the show the way, through the open-minded, unbiased technical analysis manner in which I do. So I can't answer that question because I'd be leading you one way or the other. And it's just the charts are going to tell us. So I'm looking for the answer just like you. And I'm just showing you what the charts are conveying. I'm not telling you it's guaranteed to happen, right? Wow, look at that dump to the downside. And Sammy called the short again. If you did take the trade so far, a little bit into the movement here. I could bring the stop loss slightly into break even there. You see the stop loss at break even now. And maybe we can get this gain here down to 67,000. But so far, we're getting a dumpage here, 68.2. And you can see they faked it out. We saw that. And then now you're hitting the target of the M pattern. Because it doesn't, because technical analysis doesn't play games. It does what it's supposed to do. That's 68% of the time that's going to happen. So most of the time, if you see me draw an M, it's going to hit the target. You get it? If you see me draw an M on this channel, 7 out of 10 times, it's going to hit the M. 6.8 out of 10 times. So if you come to this channel 100 days, 68 of those times, if you saw me draw an M on those days, you get what I'm saying? And that's why I try to tell people, I'm not a genius. The charts just make me look good because they have a consistency to them and I know what to find. That's all. What I do is very basic, but it makes me look very smart. I find it very funny. And then I learned that being basic is the smart thing, that most people just don't have the genius to be disciplined and simple. And I realized that to become wealthy, all you have to do is find something, just be really good at one thing, and simplify the process in your life and get rid of all the fat that gets you from not getting it done. Everyone says, oh, I can't get this done. I have too many distractions. I have this and that. Why? What do you want to accomplish? Write it down. What's in the way of accomplishing it? Remove those things. If there's people in your life that you think could help you accomplish them better, bring them into your life. If there's people in your life that you think would make you not accomplish them, get them out of your life. Really simple stuff. Now, this became clear to me when I left New York City and I had time to be alone. But until you remove yourself physically from the situation, sometimes you may not be able to see what you're actually involving yourself in. You need to kind of remove yourself to see yourself. It's a bit of a game, you know, that Beetlejuice idea. You know, he shrunk himself down and then he was on the little board. It's kind of that idea. You want to be able to see yourself from afar. Kind of like we talked about earlier where I looked out on the United States and saw all the different millionaires in different cities. Does everyone understand what I said when I said that? Because if every city can have multimillionaires and each of them comes from a different place, then it isn't rigged. Then it means, you know, some guy owned an eyeglass store and did it. Some guy was a mechanic and did it. Some guy was doing floors. You know what I mean? And so my whole point is, if you think that everyone that made multi-millions of dollars is some schemer that didn't work hard, then you're not going to believe it's going to happen by doing hard work. So then you're not going to do hard work. So your mentality has everything to do. So, but if you believe that hardworking people become multimillionaires, then you're going to work really hard to become a multimillionaire. So, you know, for years I believed that only rich people were just like, you know, they were handed a spoon and it was been given to them. Right? And so why would I work to become rich? Because I didn't think it was possible for a middle-class person because it was rigged, right? Yeah, that's what they told me. That's how the politicians spoke to me. As a Democrat, that's what they told me. They told me it was all rigged and I was never going to get ahead because, you know, they all had it their way and the rich were going to just keep, you know. But then I eventually made my own ideas, my own thoughts, my own companies, and I saw it grow into fruition. And I was like, oh, this is what happens. Other people make their own thoughts, their own ideas, their companies, and it grows to fruition. So I was like, oh, I'm not the only one that can become a multimillionaire. Everybody could do it. And so once you do something, you realize that your previous bias was wrong. And then that changes everything because then you start thinking differently about your whole life. And then you have an affirmation to prove it too. It's not just a dream. You're like, no, but I made my YouTube channel. I went after what I wanted. You know, I made my investments. I dreamed big and my life took me on a bigger, higher place because I dreamed bigger. And boom, I got to the next level because I believed I was going to get to the next level. Like I took my mind there. So then there I was. I started watching Dan Pena, billionaire, right? He's wearing 3-piece suits online. So one day, right before the live stream, I must have watched him the night before. I wore the 3-piece suit. And after the stream, I was sitting inside and I was like, I'm a multi-millionaire. I was like, and at the end of my day, I walk in and I slowly take off my suit. And in my mind, I was, you know, living in a small home in my dad's small home, but I envisioned being in like a giant walk-in closet and like taking off my 3-piece and putting it in. And I envisioned like just being of opulence and just having that vibe, moving slower, never rushing, you know, calling the valet for the car, you know, just the whole, like that whole vibe of just things just flowing in your direction. And honestly, that started to happen. Like through that thought process, through that belief, those things began to happen. See Bitcoin dumping here, but now it's trying to do what's called a bearish retest of a key level. You can see bounce, bounce, bounce. It's a lot of resistance here now because it was a support that we've lost. So what you're looking for is some type of bear. You want to make this, see if it can make a bear flag. Now, the key is if it breaks back inside the pattern, I get stopped out at break even. Things begin to change, right? So we do not want to see Bitcoin get back inside the pattern. We would like to see it continue to get rejected as it make this next flag. You can zoom in and watch how that flag may play out here. Remember, the longer one here is this bigger flag. This here is the smaller flag. And that looks like you can come down to 67,000. Right? And like I did, I brought the stop loss to break even. Why? It's a volatile Monday. I'm going to be highly protective of my positions on days that I feel more uncomfortable. On days where there's more volume, less volatility, I'll probably let this stop loss hang above the 200 MA. But days like today, I'm just going to make sure I don't lose. I don't want to lose. And I don't like losing in front of people too. So I'd rather get stopped at a break even when I'm live streaming. I don't want to play that game, right? I'm risking my money live in front of you. Just, you know, I'm doing what I got to do. So let's see what happens here. Oh, there's a nice print down. Every time it gets a nice red, you're like, okay, I'm further away. It's a coverage. All right. Let's take a look at what's going on with the DXY, because we have to. Don't complain. Hey, get it? Let's take a look at the DXY and see what's happening here. Look at that shoulder, head, shoulder. Defied a head and shoulder below the 200 MA, and then got above the 200 on the 1 minute and ripped, because that's my signal. Look, bots eat on it. I don't understand. You have to get AI runs the markets now because everyone programs bots, right? So like what is and what was is what is and what does, because we programmed it all. Like, you get it? Pretty nuts if you think about it all. So let's take a look. The last time I went over this was Friday on that macro technical analysis video. We talked about the fact that, look, we're going to get rejected and move further to the downside. Look how far the 3-day is from the 21-day moving average and how overbought it is on the stochastics RSI. When I see that on an altcoin or any coin, it means we're going to drop down here. This would be a nasty drop for the DXY. I'm looking for the 3-day to come to the 21-day moving average. Watch this closely. Watch my prediction come true. It's going to take about, let's say, 15 days. When 5 more candles close from now, it'll be 15 days from now will be what, November 19th. So let's see what happens on November 19th. It looks like that's when we'll finally start coming somewhere towards this 21-day moving average on the 3-day chart. But yeah, Bitcoin just a little too far away from the 21, looking like it's going to drop down there or just go really, really sideways till it can catch up to it. But I don't see a huge pump coming when you're that far away. And the last 2 3-day candles are bearish for the DXY. That spells there could possibly be a move there. That's interesting. I just, you know, breaking down, you want it to break down for Bitcoin to be able to get a nice pump like it's supposed to. And now we print that short just like we're supposed to, baby. Look at that thing printing. I gave you guys another live trade here on the channel. Shout out to everyone that took gains with the lifer. We did it again, 68,110. You know, there's another $100 trade there just coming my way. And I only had to be in the trade, I don't know, 10 minutes. Wasn't a long time. I'm at break even now. We'll see where it goes. I either get stopped to break even or we let this thing cook all day, right? And there's a likelihood we get all the way down to that 66,000 maybe, you know. My first target, 67.9. Once we break that, the floodgates will open. And then they're going to start just basically obliterating all these people that went long. Even yesterday, the daily looked long. Remember, I even bit long, and then I told you I'm out on the long. It doesn't look good. The smaller time frames tell me when to bail out my positions. They keep me, you know, everyone says, oh, the 1 minute's got too much, but how am I able to always avoid the downside or flip long or flip short at the right time? And everyone's like, oh, but he figures it out at the live. Whatever I figure it out, I figure it out. You can say whatever you want. I do it live, so you really can't say anything about me. This all happens right in front of you. There's nothing you can say. I figured this out in front of you guys. Look, first we were long. First we were short. Bear flag. But then they ripped it out of nowhere, like false move Monday craziness. Okay. But then they tried to break the 200. I got a look excited, but then they fell below it. And I knew that's no good because you got to break the 200. So they didn't get me like they got other people watching other time frames because my 1 minute told me what to do. Then we came down. I said, okay, we should retest the top of this trend line because I've seen that. And we did. We did the retest. And honestly, that could have been a nice little pickings right there. Then we got back above the 200. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I think I moved my stop loss to break even there and it didn't hit, right? Something happened. Then we lost it. And I know when we lose it, that's a dumpage. And we started to dump then. Then when we get back inside a pattern, I've studied that. Once you get back inside the pattern, play the pattern the way you were going to play it to begin with. And I was going to short it to begin with. So then I have to short it now. This is an M. The M's supposed to break down. We knew the measured move of the M and had a 68% chance of a move to the downside. I know when you lose the 200 MA that you're bearish. I know it's false move Monday, but all these things added up. And I started to say, hey, man, this looks bearish as heck to me. I believe we should open up a short. We did. Now we're in a short in gains at break even. There's nothing else you can say. You guys just learned so much in 3 minutes. I'm done for the day. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Imagine that, though. But you learned more in the last few minutes from what I just explained. If you replay this little section here, you can learn more than watching hundreds and hundreds of hours of YouTube videos, man. because you got to see this in real action, in real time. You got to be able to handle it in real time. You got to be able to take it in real time. And then you got to be able to pay yourself in real time. You know, that's the next key. And again, on a very, very, very consistent basis, I show you where price action is likely going to go, and it does go there. Very rarely do I call a short and it rips in my face, quote unquote, master friend. Right? This is what the people say, not what I say. I repeat what the people say. You can say I'm talking about myself, but I'm just talking about what other people say. Hey, what they say about me is none of my business over here. Hey, unless they're traders. And they're making gains. Once we lose 68,000, the money will flow like the salmons of Capistrano into our pockets. And then we'll be waiting here to take some profits in our pockets. It rhymes a bit. Oh man, let it rain, let it rain, let it rain, baby, let it rain. And there it goes, man, breaking it down. The floodgates have opened. 77 here for BTC. And I'm just a day trader trying to get a couple nuts. I'm just a squirrel trying to get a nut here. That's it. On November. Oh my gosh. Well, there we go, 67.97, and now it is starting to print. Print, baby, print. And now you're in massive gains. Who's in massive gains with the lifer right now? And I'm telling you, everyone else gives you these videos, shows you all this stuff, but they show you how to make gains in front of you. Do they hand you a platter? Right? Look at that short now, just completely winning, baby. I mean, come on now. Send it, baby, send it. And we saw it, sadly, before it happened. Those ones I like to take when they get that violent. But it does say that way more is coming out the short. People believe a buying opportunity, but this is just liquidation. Now we're getting further away from 21s and small time frames, which means there could be a flag that you can get back into. I'm about to get stopped out. I did in profit. And you got to learn how to pay yourself. I just paid myself very nicely on the short. That was a beautiful move. That was a beautiful move. That is a beautiful move. Shout out to anyone that took gains. Shout out to anyone that took gains. Yeah. Printer coming in on the daily. Amen. I love it. Yeah, the daily bottom is going to be, we're looking for the daily bottom now. We're looking for that daily bottom. BOOKMAP suggests it's low at somewhere at 66,000. So now what? Well, we can clear all this. It may continue to bleed. The bigger time frames have decided to follow through now, like we talked about. Shout out to anybody in gains, baby, gains. Post your gains. What did you make? What percentage did you just hit? I want to know. How much did you make? What percentage? 500, 600, 1,000, 2,000, 100%, $10, $6. That thing just printed gains for you all, like just nicely. And I showed you exactly how to move the stop loss. I showed you how to use the stop loss on every trade. I show you how to move the stop loss into break even the second you can. I show you how to move the stop loss into profits the second you can. Okay? I show you how to not to be afraid to take profits because you can't live in fear, because if you live in fear, you don't believe you're the opportunity, and therefore, what is the opportunity? Something other than you. And if something's other than you, then you're not 100% into you, and if you're not 100% into you, the universe can't reverberate a high-frequency lifestyle. This is not easy. I've been working on this stuff with the mind for 20 years. It just started to work for me. It's a muscle you must work on. I'm constantly giving you guys manifestation exercises in the trading group. I gave you a video this morning that I'm telling you right now, if you listen, I listened to that video this morning, it blew my mind. That video was 100% on point. It explains so much about where we are and why you're where you are. You know, I love this, right? Instagram. I don't really look at it much anymore, but when I did, people were always posting their best lives, right? I'm at the club. I'm at the bar. Whenever we're at the pool bar, the girls at the pool bar. Me and my girlfriends at the bar at the pool, right? Are having the drink at the pool bar. And they love taking credit for it. But they didn't want to take credit for the 9 to 5 they were stuck in. No one took a picture of that. They didn't want to take a picture when they were answering a phone as a receptionist. You know what I mean? I'm not hating on that. If that's what you want to do, that's great. I'm not hating on that. I'm just saying, my whole point is people take credit for the great things, but they don't take credit for the reasons why they're not where they want to be in life either. You know, and if you're going to take credit for, oh, look at me, then you also have to take credit for where I'm not at, right? And that's the main reason people struggle. I have things I want to do. I want to make 100 mil in 2 years from now. How am I going to do that? That's my, I got to figure it out. And I got some plans and dreams, and I got to work really hard to figure that out. And I got to start putting actions in motion. I got to write down the goals. I got to put those goals into action, and I got to make it happen. So why did I sell 67.8 there, right there around this level? Because it was fast money, man. And when money comes fast like that, I take some profits. It just is what it is. This could make a bear flag and continue lower, which is likely. If we get to 60,060, we're going to have to get some continuation dumpage here on the smaller time frames. Just like if we were pumping, we look for this to make a bull flag and we would trade it the same way, would we not? We'd actually wait for this whole move. And there you go. There's 66.9. 6.9. Right, funny. So I'd be looking for a bear flag. If you're a bull, you're looking for the reversal, the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. And you're looking for this to become the daily divergence. A little bit of divergence here slightly as you have an uptrend all the RSI. Or it's still a downtrend, but the downtrend is sharper. It's a little bit of divvy. Not too strong, but it is some divergence here at 67.8, 67.900. And whenever you get away from the 21, it's a good time. So you're in the 21, you consolidate, you get the nasty dump, they flush. That's usually when you can take some profits, a reset, re-oil the machine, so to speak, get ready for the next move. I don't always re-enter, but this looks like there could be another re-entry for a dumpage. It should make a flag first, connect to the 21 before it dumps though. It should. Should is a funny word in trading, right? Remember, shorting is longing. They're the exact same thing. We long all day, we short all day. You get above the 200 MA, we long, remember? The bots eat it alive, right? We lost the 200 MA, we short. It's the exact same thing, all right? I still need to learn more. The stop loss I was on, see app, not laptop. I will join your trading Discord. Jump on it today to learn more, all right? I desire to make $5 million this bull run, and you will if you put your mind to it and you make it happen. You desire to make 100 million 2 years from now. I do. I desire to make 100 million 2 years from now. Yeah. Oh yeah, he said it now. See, when someone else says your desire, it's actually a really good thing. If you can get other people to say your desire with you, like people that care though, not just everybody, but people that are on your high frequency, that means the universe can also help. It's like really interesting, right? So thank you. He said, you desire to make 100 million 2 years from now. I do. I do. The only thing I desire for each moment in time to be spent optimally. Everything else will fall into place. That's also true. If you look at that, then things will go. I just got to define where optimally, do I want to be optimally flying aircraft, or do I want to be optimally in a submarine? Like, do I want to be, what do I want to be doing optimally, right? Trading at a high level? Do I want to be horseback riding? Because I want to define how my reality, I just want to see where I could take it with my manifestation, right? We will each make at least 2 million over the next 4 years. God, inshallah, God willing. I desire to make 1 million this bull run. Amen. I was starving in a Thunderbird, sleeping at rest stops in the USA. Amen. God bless you. I hope you're out of it now. I desire to master my trading psychology. That's the key. Once you master trading psychology, everything else will fall into place. So you're looking for a bear flag here for a possible continuation to the downside. And let's see if I have this one here. It'd be 67. 144 would be the stop. No, not the stop. Sorry. Take profit would be 66,855. The stop would be at 68,144. Yeah. I'm very content to leave the submarining to other. Me too. I thought about that thing that exploded in the yeah. And I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. So we're watching Bitcoin at a bear flag. Shout out to anyone that took the trade live today. And remember, trade on Weeks as well. Weeks is the bomb. All right. I just haven't moved tons of my funds over yet. I like Weeks because, number one, when you move the stop loss, it's a little quicker. I have to be honest. A little faster, a little more attentive. You don't have to wait for the confirmation window. So I do like that about Weeks. It's awesome, right? So what I can also do, we can, and same thing here for Weeks is, wow, there it goes, dude. Smaller time frame almost needed. When the bigger time frames take that move, they take that move. What a great day it is to be alive. I can't believe it's already 11:53. You're all so amazing. And again, this channel is going to continue to grow. I'm also going to, what do you guys think of opening up another channel where I do 1 or 2 live streams a week, maybe a couple more, where I don't look at the charts at all, but we just do constant subconscious mind stuff. I talk about, you know, I answer all your questions about like if you have a business or ideas that you need, and we just kind of like, we do a lot of mental breakdown ideas. Would anyone be cool with that? Would that be something you would attend? Would you attend a live stream like that? Because my own life has a lot to come. Just, you know, the charts are great, but my own life has a lot to talk about that, you know, if I talk about it here, you guys go, oh, I want the charts. So, please, what is the setup for the short? Well, I'm looking for a stop above 67,972 here. Okay. Again, look, I'm always going to be using this short position on the left side here because it's going to give me my risk reward ratio. I'm also going to use my long tool. I call it the long tool, but it's a position. And you can make this nice and big, get yourself situated. Okay, make sure in the trading view widget, not original, very important. So that does look like a good breakdown, like so. See, like a rising wedge, a falling wedge will break down this way, straight down when things get really bearish. And so this would be the trade to stop above the 60, you know. And so I'd look at it, I'd hit short. I'd look at my take profit would be at 67,000 even. 67 or 66,982 even. And then the stop would have to be right there, this red one, see 67,992. And then the same thing, I click a green and I'll risk 100 for 300, you know, or whatever the risk I can get there. It's a, for some reason, oh yeah, because now the trade has changed. It's a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio, unless I go for a little more, unless I take it down to 66.8, which I believe we can get to. And that's 100 for 328, right? Stochastics are kind of, not looking amazing. That looks like more like a dump coming. And so you'd hit open short here. Iris 100, right? Let's see what happens here. And see, on weeks, you could just move the stop loss very quickly, like very smoothly. It's even more fluid than on if you want to move your take profit, whatever you want to do. And you could also close the trade in a second if you wanted to, the same way. All right. Very similar process. Fees are a little higher here, but about the same. And XE will eventually raise them, I'm telling you, and they'll be about the same. because that's just kind of what happened. Maxi will keep them low for a very long time, and once you get very popular, they'll flip them again. It's, you know, hey, it's better to get, and that's why I like, if you're here a lot, you get that access, you know. Now, BOOKMAP suggesting that we do go lower. So, and price action struggling here. These will drop quickly. When a falling wedge drops, it drops down pretty fast. Like, it'll just dump. Now, this is supposed to reverse because it's a reversal pattern, but you're not seeing that right now, right? So, and there you go. That thing is starting to print now, right? A little bit. And the second you know, I start to see that I'm in the money, I'll start moving my stop loss as soon as I can to break even or into profit. If you get one more shoot down and that candle flows, then you want to start moving. You know, I want to. You do whatever makes you happy, right? Still in the life or short, baby. First time using weeks. Moving from Femex. Oh, it's so much better. Way less fees. Yeah. Yeah. You don't want anything to do with these high fee exchanges, man. All they do is just take so much of your money every single time you make a transaction. It's insanity. It is insanity. It's like you can't scalp small time frames when every single time you make a small trade, they take like such a large portion. It doesn't work. Never mind opening up a big trade, then it's a definite beat down, right? Super chats, GMXR and MOCA. All right. See, second time's a charm here. Usually after a wick like that, if you fill the wick again, we should get the flow. And so here you can see kind of everything that's going on in the trade. You can see your percentages. If you want to pop out one of these cool windows, you can do that, right? 8-6, got a cool number. Hey, brother, can you check Neural, a.k.a. Neural AI, Ivan Rogue? We'll take a look at GMXR, MOCA, and Neural AI. All right. This trade kind of lingers here. Not doing amazing, going somewhat sideways, but looking more like we could win it. We'll see what happens. Not too much at risk here. I personally wouldn't, because it's Monday. I'm like, I got stopped out of break even again. See that? I'm not money hungry to win the trade right now. You see, I'd rather not lose, if that makes any sense to you. That's why I don't trade. You know, what if this just rips, right? And I don't want to lose any money. I already won, so now it's about adding, not losing. Remember, all right? Okay, let's take a look at the super chats. GMRX. What a crazy Monday it's already been. I can't wait for Monday night. Things kind of cool off. I get a good direction. Wow, this thing just got blasted to the downside. Look at this thing. Looks like a rug pull to me. I don't know why you want this. You want to see if it's like worth buying? It just came on MEXC. Let's see where it is on the other exchanges. It was on KuCoin for a while. Still, yeah, you got to believe in this. If you really believe in it, it's a good buy. But I think too many insiders got their hands on it, and it got sold to zero. I wouldn't touch the thing. I really wouldn't. But I don't know. You do whatever makes you happy. I don't know. That looks horrible. That's so horrible. Like, not a soul left in sight. Yeah. I'd move on from that thing. I'd cut my losses or just forget about it. And it's a waste of my mental time. You're anyone who's in it. Like, not even just me, but anyone who's in it, you know? MOCAverse, never heard about it. Don't even know what it is. Seemed like it came out in July. It's been going down ever since. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I don't really, I'm not that in, you know, doesn't come up on a lot of lists. People don't seem to be talking about it a lot. I don't even know if it's worth a deep dive. MOCA network. Is this it though? I don't even know. Yeah, it just continues to dump. 0.6. It's on MEXC as MOCA. at 0.6. Yeah, this is it. I mean, and what was that market cap? $80 million. So funny how it can still have somehow an $80 million market cap. I mean, this coin just came out at the wrong time, never really got its love. Super oversold, pretty beat up. Doesn't look as bad as GMRX, but, you know, it doesn't look amazing. MOCA's in a rounded bottom. I would look for it to do something like this. And then if it started to bounce, I'd be DCAing in there if I cared about it. I don't think I'll ever touch this coin. Lifer heading into the elections. I think coin is getting really good. Yeah, thoughts on the chart, please. There's so many different ones. Which one, though? I want to make sure you're asking about the right one, right? Yeah. He said wrong. MOCA, Museum of Crypto Art. Really? Well, maybe you should have said something. I don't even know where we can find this. We'll take a look. It's got a contract address here. Looks like it's on Phantom, right? I believe it's on, or no, that's Polygon, right? No, it could be Phantom. Phantom. Interesting. Let's take a look. MOCA. Yeah, it's on Matic. It's on Pole. Polygon. Museum of Crypto Art. Number one, Polygon hasn't been that hot at all, so it's not like the chain to be on at the present moment. It used to be the chain to be on. It was cool. Not so much anymore. It's kind of faded into the memories of people. Like, what is that again? Matic what? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's sad to say. And honestly, I held Matic for a long time. Believe the Matic. I was there the day Matic IEO'd at 1 in the morning on Binance. I stayed up late that night just to see it happen because I was like, oh, cool. I knew about it. Was one of the first things that I was going to see ever happen like that. I've been watching Matic since the day it came out. It was like 001. Wasn't even a penny yet. Then it had this one devastating day where it tanked by like everything. It basically lost like 90% of its value overnight, and it got something happened to it. And everyone was like, oh. I mean, that's a bear flag. If the markets continue down, that looks like it's going to continue down. I'd be careful, man. I don't know what this is, but market cap's tiny. It's $230,000. So, I don't know, man. If you get into this, I mean, there's a chance you could 10x to 2.3 mil, right? You have to know that you're likely going to lose all your money. But you do whatever makes you happy. Most people lose most of their money when they trade these types of coins. And there's Bitcoin getting flushed further to the downside here. And now that short is paying here, see? Starting to pay a little bit. Starting to get that movement. And it's likely going to continue down to the target, in my humble of opinions. Bitcoin just not looking amazing. For whatever reason, they're flushing the price around this time. They're going to use this fear. All right. I was there. They thought it was a rug pull. Yeah. Holy moly, GPU. It was launching kind of flat Sunday. It gets a noon time. 1.5 million the wire. 3x chain GPU. I don't know. Fork is on wrapped ETH. Love you, Sammy. Just curious, your 200MA strategy works on higher time frames. Definitely. It works on any single time frame you want. But you have to have the guts to really use it, though. It's not easy to work on big time frames. You have to have a lot of stones and a lot of patience. Not everybody's going to be able to make it happen like that. I'm so ready for more dump. Give me tasty spot prices. Yeah, exactly. You think we can go below 66,000? Anything is possible. I don't think when it comes to trading. I just look at the data. The data suggests we can. Look, we're going to dump now. We're back at 67.5. And these just look like they're going to continue to dump. These are falling wedges that dump. These patterns just bleed. And you see as the 21 covers, it continues the price action. And this is a nice flush out. They're flushing us out. It's funny, somebody said the 2 days before the election, the 2nd or the 3rd are the lows. You know, these should be the lows. After tomorrow, the lows are done. And that's been the succession of the last time. We had a low a couple days before the election, the 2nd through the 3rd and the 4th. Once we had the election on that Tuesday, things changed. And then that was the low of the month for Bitcoin and the low of the cycle until as we started to rip, right? It has to get bearish before it gets bullish, just like it has to get bullish before it gets bearish. Right before a nasty dump, there's a huge pump and everyone gets excited, overexcited actually, right? So I see a continuation further to the downside for this dump. The only thing that would stop me is if the 1 minute broke back above the 200 MA. I don't see that happening. I see it kind of like teasing that it's going to happen, but I don't see it happening. Super chat, NEURAI AI, right? Or neural. I don't know which one this is. There it is, right? XNA? Is that that's NEURAI. What is neural? Which one is it? There's like they use a bunch of people have used this name now, and it I know them all, but I just want to make sure I'm getting the right one for you. Neural AI, there it is. Okay, yeah, it is on Bitmart. I had the right one. It's very small. So it's on Uniswap for wrapped Ethereum, eh? 1.8 million, $36 million market cap. I mean, the price action's got a bit of an uptrend, right? It's got a flag here. And that looks like it could do damage and continue. Look for it to bounce. What I like about it is it says, hey, if I'm bullish, you don't have to buy me right now. You could buy me at these key areas, 1, 2, 3. But let me consolidate for a bigger move. And you get a big move here for Neural. Back to 1190. And you're sitting here at what? About, where's the price? The price should be right there. Market cap, circulating supply. Oh, that 367. I mean, that ain't bad, right? Now, of course, you could lose this and drop, but it's looking tight. Look for it to bounce. I would keep watching this trade next couple days, and if it consolidates, it's highly likely you can get that gain. We're at a resistance just like the 20th of October yesterday. Let's see how much money we're bagging today. 67,560 for Bitcoin. All right, they're going to catch everyone off guard. Don't expect much more downside. I don't know what to expect. I take it one day at a time. See, all you people seem to know what's going to happen. I don't do that. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no clue. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance when it comes to Bitcoin. One movement, one step, one day at a time. We did about to hit the target though, 67,384. Look at that. And where did we get the target of the measured move? How did we get the measured move? The length of the previous pole. Told us where we were going to go out of the flag to the downside. Shout out to everybody here. I'm going to take a break for the charts for about an hour. Rest my eyes. I'll be back. Maybe even for 20 minutes. You never know. If I see something, I'll be in there. But shout out to my trading group. Shout out to everybody here. Another beautiful live session where we all took gains together. Hope you made it. No matter what price does, it's likely the majority of people miss the move, as it always is the way. Amen. Pepe on Mexi broke down out of my daily symmetrical. It did. Everything did. Bitcoin's going to break everything down. All of your setups are going to break down when Bitcoin dumps like this, everybody. Understand that. No setup is safe when Bitcoin dumps. Bitcoin runs the show. Newsflash. Your altcoin will dump when Bitcoin dumps. And, very rarely it won't. That's what's likely going to happen. Stay tuned for more. I love each and every one of you. Tomorrow is going to be an amazing live. Thursday is going to be crazy. We have the election. We have so much. Stay vigilant. Stay amazing, everybody. I love each and every one of you. Live in love, remember, and stay in the present moment. You got this. God bless everybody that made it to this awesome live stream. You made it amazing. We had another beautiful turnout. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. I never even asked once for them. It would be nice if we got the likes up to the watchers. I humbly just sat there and did my thing. All you had to do was hit that like button. It would be awesome if we hit 1,000 likes on every single stream. I don't see why we can't. 1,500 people made it all the way to the end. You people are absolutely beautiful. The retention here is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. So, God bless the lifers. God bless Master Friend. God bless everybody here. High-frequency individuals. You people are amazing. Every one of you. That looks like a dump right now. Hold up. So, look, you're in the money there, but hold on. This is it. Because there's the descending triangle, right, that we know loves to just... And then more, there's further downside here. Dropping all the way to about 66,541, and that would make 100% sense. And it would coincide with everything here. And now we're touching the 21-day moving average with high stochastic. That's how the short would prevail. 66 to take profit would be 66,541. See, I never even almost have to change the numbers each trade. They just keep kind of coming as they go. 67,750 makes so much sense. It's a psychological area of support or resistance. I'm looking to catch another short down here. A little too close to the bone here. It might spike me. It's still a Monday. I got to remember. Oof. Living by the seat of my pants, man. That one had me sweating for some reason. I don't know why. I don't even care how much it is. It's about the trade. It's about the trade. Gives me high blood pressure, man. Can't see the chart, Sammy. Oh my goodness. I'm in a live trade. You guys can't even see it. So I entered this trade, put a stop above 67.50. Going to take it back down here to about 66,500. Take this flag to the downside. We started, ripped back up inside, went sideways. All right. Take a look at it. We'll be the first bull run. Big potential up. I like that coin. OXO, yeah. Your face is beautiful. Okay, we see the charts. Thank you. So nice. Yes, by all means. Now we're in the money again here. Just printed a quick. So that's the trade. Stop is at 67,750. Take profits at 66,540. All right. And then someone asked about this one here. I don't know. This one has tiny market cap. I don't know if this is the right one, man. Market cap's way too small. Yeah, I don't know, man. Too small for me. I mean, I guess, yeah, a month ago and the market cap's still that small. I don't know. I'd stay away. Yeah, I don't want to go over that. I'm not doing that. Number in front. Oh, you have to put a number in front? It's not letting me do that, bro. Yeah. I'm all set. It's not letting me do it. Yeah. I don't know why, but it's not letting me. It's not letting me do a number sign. So I'm moving on. All right. Yeah, for some reason, Deck Screener is I don't know what's going on with Deck Screener. It's acting up. I can't seem to it's like messing with my server. I don't know what's going on. It's weird. It keeps spitting in my verification captcha, and it won't let me. It won't let me see it. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody, I love you. I gotta jump on out of here. I can't tell you what's better. You got to figure out what to do for yourself. All right. You got to figure out. This looks like it's going further. Here's weeks, man. This looks like it's going further to the downside, baby. We're going to start to print this short down. Back to 66,000. I mean, BOOKMAP has been telling us where we're going all day long. Every time you didn't listen, you saw me come back and say we hit it. BOOKMAP was right again. I mean, so it's up to you. You do what you want, but it's so obvious what's likely going to happen based on probability. If you watch the show enough, it's going to tell you what's likely going to happen. Be like, well, most times he says it happens. So he's saying it. We'll see what happens. God bless you all. Thank you so much for making the show amazing. Shout out to the channel sponsors, I Trust Capital, Encrypted.tax. Best places to get your retirement going and to handle your taxes. We love all you people and everyone that makes this show amazing. May God bless each and every one of you for being here. And we'll see you guys all tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. We hope to make and print some more gains. Right now, the trade's up 18 bucks, 1%, $1,500 at 20x leverage is a $30,000 trade. And there you go. And remember, don't use, demo trade. I traded spot for a long time. Understand, get the education, right, before you even start trading. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I'm saying you should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself a financial advisor and do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade. May God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for your time. I found out what the secret to success is. You know what the secret to success is? It's getting started. Right when I bounce, the short starts to print. Bam, fat red candle there. We're up 55, 3%. I'm the king of 3%. I told you that. I'm the king of 3%, baby. I'll see y'all on the next one. May God bless you all and live in love, light, and happiness. There's no other way. High frequency, baby. Don't let people bring your frequency down. You got this.
One for instance is if you look throughout history, you see that we have these gigantic cycles. Ray Dalio's video, you guys ever go check this out, called Changing World Orders. It's an amazing video. It's about 45 minutes long. Watch it on 1.5x and get through it a little bit quicker. And it talks about these cycles and how everything changes. But we're always prisoners to the moment. And we always think that this right here, this moment right here, what we're going through right now, this is the most important thing. And we're America and we're going to figure it out. And we're going to do this because we are better than everybody else. I mean, that's kind of this intrinsic thing in America that a lot of Americans are kind of born with. I know that was almost instinctual for me growing up, is feeling that way. But at the end of the day, when you look at what actually is going to, enact change, it's people understanding really what is going on out there, and that is something that most people don't understand. When you see these cycles, you understand that right now where we're at in the United States, we're at the end of like 4 different major cycles, including a 500-year cycle where power goes from east to west, basically from this side of the world over to Asia, to the Far East, every 500 years. We're right at the end of that. We're right at the end of so many different things. Every society in history that's become a major empire or world power, they do the same thing. They push people towards either kind of like a socialist view or either towards a totally capitalist view. And we're forced to either side. And when you understand that you have actually been forced to the spot that you're at, you can free your mind. You can look at the bigger picture and you can start to understand that just saying things and rallying cries over and over again, it's not enough to change this country. It's not. The only thing that is going to change this country is the citizens getting smarter. The citizens have to get smarter. The government is smarter than us because they know the way they run things, and the people above them that run it, they know that, and we don't. And so, the more that people actually understand their infrastructure, I know that Cassie, the Duchess of DeFi, and I were talking. Next election, we are for sure going to work at a polling place, and we're going to encourage a lot of other influencers. How cool would it be to have like influencers or people that celebrities or whatever working at your polling place to try to get people out there to vote, right? Like that's something that people that are on the right side, especially people that have big names, big influential powers, go spend the day at the polling place. You got to be unbiased in there for sure, but at the same time, it's a way maybe to even get more people out if people live in your district or your precinct or whatever to vote. But we've got to do small things to make this change. Tomorrow is the big deal. Tomorrow's the election, right? Tomorrow determines kind of the sentiment of the next 4 years. Are we going to be going, is Kamala Harris going to win? And we're going to go upstream against basically the world that is going more conservative right now? Or is Donald Trump going to win? And we're going to be able to paddle, with the current and be able to, be part of kind of this change that's going on in the world right now. And I hope that's going to happen. And everybody's going to go vote tomorrow, and we're going to do it. Restore the Republic, RTR. I get it. That's awesome. But also, there's a lot more work to be done. And when these spaces are done right around election time, and it's great, and everybody's in here and everybody's thinking about it, it's good. But 6 months down the road, like people still need to get this kind of education. They still need to learn more about what's going on in their government. And I hear so many questions from people. There's so many great questions in these spaces, and there's so many great questions. I get them on YouTube. I see great questions everywhere. But man, I tell you, if I just had a dime for every question that I heard, that just I can tell the person's perspective and worldview, it's based on falsities. They don't actually understand the way that the Federal Reserve works, the way that the Bank of International Settlements works, the way that the people above them work, the way that the World Economic Forum works. For instance, I joined the World Economic Forum, $99 a month. I get access to all the stuff that those people are doing. I see it all the time. Right? Does that mean I'm in the World Economic Forum? No, it doesn't. Other than just a subscription to find out what kind of information they're giving. This is where the real stuff is. The real stuff out there that you can learn, that can change the trajectory of you and the people around you, is not going to be found by watching CNN or Fox News. You got to go to the real good sources. So I think that that's a great point. There's a lot of momentum that needs to be made, but we need to continue this momentum past 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe on Wednesday morning. So.
Well, I'm running my election spaces every night, all night until we know who the president is. So Ryan knows, and everyone's welcome to in the middle of the night, you can't sleep. Come have some peaceful discussion.
And we'll have that. I'm putting a double quarter pounder down my throat from McDonald's because I can't, barely walk. But you brought up a lot of good, interesting things that, I really don't want to explain into because I want to eat. But let's go to MOT and then we'll go to Aaron. All right.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you for the mic. It's a pleasure being here in this space. I'm, and thank you to the co-hosts as well, running this very smoothly and polite. This is a great opportunity to piggyback on the BitBoy, which I totally agree 100% with. And that is this is the possible and most likely Trump win tomorrow will give us the opportunity to enlightenment and move forward in the West. I'm talking from a very small.
And we are live. Welcome back to the All American Savage Show podcast. I am your host, John Burke. We got a 2-episode parter for you today. Number one, we got our special guest today, Ryan. I always say Fournier, but it's Fournier, so I apologize for that. We got Ryan Fournier on the show today, and then we're going to
Believe that this was fairly done.
Yeah.
A great example to look at is that, even though most of the base of the MAGA Republicans wanted Hillary Clinton to be prosecuted, it didn't happen. And, even though it was disappointing, I can understand certain reasons as to why. Number one,
our elections by dumping tens of thousands of bogus ballot registrations into our voter rolls. This is taking place in state after state in Pennsylvania.
RSBN. Speaking of great sponsors, MyPillow.com. Stop.